Hello and welcome. Today we're going to talk about muscle fibers type. Okay, so we have two types of muscle fiber, what we call a slow twitch and fast twitch muscle fibers. So, slow twitch type 1, they have the largest aerobic capacity. The contraction time is very slow, so they fatigue very slowly. That means they can go for a very long time. But the intensity with this muscle fibers type is very low, which means they are very good for sports, long distance sports, endurance sport, and etc. So marathons, ultramarathon type of sports. Then we have muscle fibers type 2. So these are the fast twitch, and we divide into two groups: muscle fiber type 2A and muscle fiber type 2B. So they're both fast twitch, so the contraction time is very short, but one type 2B is more explosive. Okay, so we're gonna look into them a little bit more closely. So if we're talking about the fibers, we're just going to do a little table. So we say muscle fiber type 1, okay, muscle fiber type 2A, and muscle fiber type 2B. Make a little table. Okay. So, contraction time for muscle fiber type 1, it's very slow. Okay, for type 2A is fast, and for type 2B is very fast. Okay, I'm gonna draw a little line in here and divide it. Okay, aerobic capacity, okay, it's very high in type 1, it's high in type 2A, and it's low in type 2B. So this is called aerobic capacity. Okay, so if you look at the anaerobic capacity, type 1 very low, type 2A high, and type 2B very high. Major fuel storage. Okay, so we're going to draw another line. Fuel storage. Okay, for type 1, fats. Major fuel storage would be fats. For type 2A would be creatine phosphate and glycogen. So creatine phosphate and glycogen. For type 2B, ATP, adenosine triphosphate, and creatine phosphate. So now resistance to fatigue. Okay, so resistance to fatigue, it will be very high in type 1. It will be intermediate in type 2A. intermediate. Okay, so high in type 1, intermediate type 2A, and very low in type 2B. So, which means in terms of sporting activity, I'm just gonna do a simple example, sport. So if you are predominantly high in type 1 muscle fibers, you probably have a good chance of being very good at sport like marathons, so long endurance. If you are predominantly type 2A, you will be more like a middle distance. So we call it long time anaerobic. If you are predominantly type 2B, then you have probably a good chance to be a sprinter. So this is an example in terms of running, what this type of muscle fibers are more better for. Okay, so type 1 marathon running, type 2A middle distance running, type 2B sprinting. Type 1 muscle fiber would be very small. Okay, type 2 would be medium, and type 2B would be large. So here we're talking about cross section size. Cross section size of the muscle fiber will be small type 1, medium type 2A, and large type 2B. This is all the muscle fiber type for today. Just keep an eye for the next video. We're going to talk about training each muscle fiber types.